You mentioned that you are shooting with a partner. Is this like a boyfriend type
This is
or
a boyfriend. This is a long time. God, we do this, you know. We come together and then we split off for a while and we do our own thing, and we've reconvened, and just the connection with this man is just uncanny. I can't figure it out.
Ooh.
We just realized the other day, and the more this has been years. We just found out the other day that we went to the same preschool.
Oh my God.
At the same time. And then we saw each other and played together when we were 8.
Aww.
And then we saw each other again at a Christian school that he was attending, that my mom was doing, like pony ride petting zoo type thing that she went and did. And then 7th grade, I had a crush on him. And but he was the kid who kicked everybody's ass, so I was afraid that he would kick my ass.
Oh wow.
So I never said anything.
Is he a bully?
He was he did pro fighting for years, MMA, and now he does mostly jujitsu and boxing. He did boxing for a while. Really likes that. But he was a pro MMA fighter for years, from the time he was like right out of the gates at 18 years old. Wow. And he had that going through school. He was a tough shell to crack. And so I wasn't going to be that kid 7th grade to be like, ooh, to the kid who kicks everybody's ass, because who knows the kid's a wild card. Mm-hmm. But it's funny. We have this really long standing history, and we have a lot of synchronicities, and we kind of just keep coming back together. So, but at the time it's awesome. He's a good one.
Wow. What are your signs?
I'm a Virgo and he's a Scorpio.
Oh, the sex must be so good.
Yeah.
I know, because I'm a Scorpio.
You know how, like, there's a lot of misconception around the Scorpio sign, a lot of like confusion and fear, but he's strong and strong-minded, and I get it. Like there's just like with anybody, there's certain stigmas that exist around certain people. But you just have to get to know the person a little better and not just be like, oh, Scorpio, because he is very traditional Scorpio, but it's not like in the ways that you'd expect. Like he's very competitive and very, but I think it's hard because with someone that's strong-minded, you can't really influence them. And I think that's where people get off a little bit of a bad rap for not being just like, oh, I'll believe anything anyone says. Like they just walk a straight line. They make their own decisions. They call their own shots. They learn things the hard way. And you just have to let people be as they're going to be, and not try to be like, let me put you in a category and try to figure you out according to the way I learn about people.
That actually reminds me of this tweet of yours, because I love your Twitter. I feel like, and I wonder like which of your tweets you tweet out like after you've like smoked, you know what I mean? Because they sound like very wise, like almost like high thoughts, or also you're just sort of like an elevated consciousness to begin with, like you're a high vibing person. But I noticed this tweet of yours, and it's exactly what you're talking about right now. It was from May 5th. Annoying traits and irritating nuances you observe in others are truly just unacknowledged sneak peeks of their hidden talents, gifts, and creativity that they're suppressed. Let others be as they are.
It's true. And I've even noticed this about myself. When my creativity is not allowed to be, if I'm for some reason not finding a good outlet for my voice, my creativity, if I feel suppressed or weighed down by something, whether it be just, confined to a perception of another, or if it's just something where I've got a lot of responsibilities going on and I'm not able to really express my true self, then I'm annoying. I am really, really annoying, and I know myself, and there's things that I'll do that are really out of character. And I just feel like when I recognize these annoying little traits in other people that prior my old consciousness would find that really irritating, I look at that and I think, that is, whatever it is, probably just something that is a misdirected, amazing quality. Whereas they're not able to express themselves fully in one way, shape, or form, and they're directing it into an unhealthy pattern or something to attempt to be expressed. And really, that's that's all it is. And when you see those like things that annoy you about other people, a little trait or something, especially with family, it's really nice to be like in that space of acknowledgement with family when you have to tolerate, you have to have, you know, your family, you kind of have to be around them. You have to tolerate them. You have to have interactions with them and family reunions and Thanksgiving. And so, but it's great to come into that and just let people be as they are. And it was, I loved this. I can't remember where I saw this, but it was like when you see a Bob or a Sue or a Joe or a Jane and they're fucking annoying you, it's not that they're fucking annoying. It's that they are the perfect Joe as they are, the perfect Bob, the perfect Sue, whatever they are, they're the perfect one of what they are, as they are, when they are, because that's all that their consciousness will allow them to express right now. And you can't force them to grow. All you can do is just be there, respect how they are, and there's nothing more you need to offer. You just compassion, just offer compassion for them. Because we've all been in those contracted places where, you know, we look back and, oh my God, 10 years ago, why was I doing that to myself? I'm sure if I noticed the inconsistency with my behaviors and actions, I'm sure other people noticed it too. So it's great to just forgive yourself for where you are, when you are, as you are, and give others that compassion too, because everyone's just doing their best. And I remind myself that all the time. It's very rarely now that I get really frustrated. But when I do, I just take a breath and remind myself that I've been in that exact position. And I would have loved to have had compassion. So I'm going to be able to show it.
How freeing is that? Like, how much time and energy have we all spent in small ways and in large ways, like trying to change another person over the years? Like everybody watching has done it. It's like, oh, if only my partner was more this or more that. And it's like, I'm sure they're thinking that of you in some way, and how much time you get back by just like radically accepting people as they are.
Yeah. And if they're not going to be congruent with your goals and aspirations in a relationship, you'll figure it out. They'll phase out. It doesn't have to come to a head and be a big blow up. You can just as easily have a calm, rational conversation with someone and say, look, I think we're on different wavelengths. I think we're just different people. And with family, if you absolutely have to be in the immediate vicinity, if not, remove yourself. Just take the path of least resistance and just remove yourself altogether, because there's no point in putting yourself through that when you know that you can't affect change, positive change in someone else's life, because you don't want them to suffer. But if they are at the hand of their own suffering and you're just a witness to it, all you have to do is remove yourself from the awareness of their suffering. You don't have to get entangled in it. It's tough because we all want to be involved in each other's grow up process, and we want to attribute our assistance to their goodness and their getting better and having a better life. But sometimes it's not about that. It's about just, okay, well, there's not much I can do. I can just be a compassionate listener or friend or confidant or sounding board, whatever role you want to play, but never exhaust yourself to accommodate another.
It's such a good lesson, and especially with family, when we feel like, oh, this person's failure is somehow a reflection on me, or I should have done this or that. And it's like nobody likes being told what to do. And it's like don't offer help to somebody who's not seeking help. It's like you're just gonna cause resentment.
It's that funny saying, it's no good deed goes unpunished or something like that. You have to really truly offer assistance. If it's going to be an act of genuine goodness, offer assistance without the expectation of any outcome, not with the intention of they're going to change or they're going to be grateful even, because you're going to let yourself down. You're going to offer any kind of an outreach, just purely do it out of, I feel compassionate and I don't expect anything in return, and I don't expect them to change. I'm just going to do what I can.